What up, everybody? Good afternoon. What's up? Who's in the building today? What's up, Nat? How you doing, boo? I'm sorry about last night when I tried to reset the modem for the internet. I had got what were we talking about? Somehow, something I put in the video yesterday. I had got a not a copyright flag because it's a flag they'll give you, and then there's something else where they don't. It doesn't affect your channel, but they basically like take it off, take this shit down. Basically, I don't know if I was got done reading that email. I had already been off for like 20 minutes. I was like, let me just start back up tomorrow. The internet as well, because I saw that you had tried to. I had got my missed calls when I had cut the internet back on, so I don't want you to think I just cut you. But happy Monday, everybody. What up? My girl Primping ain't easy in the sweetheart. Y'all know I love good people. I'm too much of a asshole already. Let me say my hellos. If you don't like the hellos, then you can definitely come back. I know, but in the beginning, I don't just jump right into the show. You do got to get your feet wet and warm up a little bit. What up, Munch Bar? Treva, what's up? What's up to my Bush people? What up? Shout out to all my mods that's lurking in the cut. Take them out. You ain't got to show your face. All right, so I was like everybody else. I've been up, walking the street. Not selling my body like other people, but I was walking the street nonetheless. Just checking out to see what was going on. Just, to see if anything new popped off. Mainly everybody was just coming down off of the weekend. And I gotta say, it's been kind of. I know after we had Friday the 13th in September, it was all hell had broke loose up until about 2 weeks ago. And I kind of like it like that. I mean, when you. That was all organic. And that kind of takes the fun out of it. You know what I mean? Everybody don't have to comment on the same shit, especially if it's not interesting or if it don't tickle your fancy or quench your thirst. Then I ain't gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no bias or anything that come. It's just if it ain't important to me, I'm not gonna speak on it. Johnny Mac, so that's the name. You just gonna coin us the writers. What up, Tasia? So yeah, I'm just gonna read. Let me know if it gets choppy. I do have all my connection. I don't have no cheap internet or anything like that. I just believe that interfering with it. So anyways, I'm gonna reiterate that everybody is welcome over here. All right. I don't really care where you go. I don't really care if you don't support the people that I. Just make sure respectful as the atmosphere is. And when I say that, I mean everybody cuss. Everybody having a. If you see ain't nobody acting a dumb over here, all right. I want everybody to feel like they are not being censored or being railroaded when it comes to my chat. I don't see my girl K right now, so if y'all know how I am, I don't look down too much while I'm talking. So if you notice that I'm getting choppy or if the connection is buffering, then Johnny Mac, if you plan on staying or whoever plans on staying for the majority of the live, just hop in the comment section and drop a one or a two, and when I'll just look down, and if I see a number amongst the comments, then I'll know. Okay, let me get it. I'll go on and not even look down. All right. So it's a couple things that we need to kind of go over today, and it really involves y'all. It needs you guys are the ones that are gonna dictate this because it's always some new shit every day. And if we're all going off of the same, if uh, uh, if we all are operating off the same syllabus, then I think that it'll alleviate a lot of the problems that we have right now. For example, okay, I think we need to define what the rules are going to be in this sector, because just operating off of, it's just like when niggas play Uno. Every time, that's why I don't play Uno with people, because every time you play with Uno with a black person, it's a different set of rules. And I can't be dealing with that shit every time I play a game. You got a nigga either making up some shit or trying to play to his narrative. I can't do that. So we need to come up with a set standard of what we are not going to allow and what we are going to allow when it comes to things like streaming, okay? Oh yeah, I'll be watching everybody. The thing is, we can't complain about something, turn around and do it, and try and crucify one person and have everybody jump on and rally, because like it or not, a lot of us content creators, some of us have the audience behind us and some of us don't. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times there can be a problem going on and everybody overlooks it until one person speaks on it, and then all of a sudden everybody is just in uproar. And it ain't too many much more situations like that I can deal with, or they're gonna have my support in. So when it comes to streaming, I think I need to know right now what all of us are feeling when it comes to it. Are we allowed to stream each other when it comes to referencing a certain situation? Should it be everybody gets to stream only, but we have to keep it under like a time limit, you know what I mean? Like a cap, like 10, 15 seconds. And I'm also going to add in there the new YouTube guideline policy when it comes to things such as streaming. But before I take it to what the people YouTube say, I feel like we should discuss that really quick, because we should not have to reach out to the government, okay? This is our community, so YouTube is the government. We shouldn't have to reach out to the government to regulate and tell us what to do if we can come up with a answer or a solution by ourselves. Now, this is how I've always looked at the whole streaming thing, and it should have, this is just me, not saying that I'm right. If I don't like you, if I don't fuck with you, then don't put my shit up on your page. Simple as that. Anything else, I'm good with it. I think it goes without saying that if you just plan on cutting on your live and streaming my whole program without having any commentary, whether it's good or bad, then that's a no-no on all ends. Whether I'm cool with you or not, don't just upload my shit. That's how I felt. But the way that I approach situations ain't really how everybody else does, nor is it the correct way. So I think we should all kind of collectively put something in place to where we don't have to waste our time on this petty shit, and really we can get to the meat and potatoes of everything. Should we give everybody just in this sector, content creators, not subs, but content creators, should we give all each other, free reign, far as everybody can, play a 15, 20 seconds, 1 minute, or we can reference the clip if we're trying to make an example? I mean, what? I can't do a poll on that on this YouTube channel because I don't have my community tab yet, but I can do a poll on my website and everything, but everybody's not gonna, I don't want people who just support me to vote on that. Like I said, this is kind of something that I want all the content creators to have an input and chime in on. So I'll probably leave that up in the air for the comment section for y'all to add y'all opinion on that, but we need to come up with something that's more clear and cut. That way we ain't sitting up here having all of these hypocritical arguments every day about, what the next person did when we're doing it ourselves. And also, we need to come to some resolution instead of just trying to flag each other out, because we don't want to start that habit, y'all, of trying to take people's channels out. I'm going to keep saying that and repeating myself. Once you set that or open up that can of worms, it's pretty much going to be the end of our sector and all this entertainment that we have going on. Y'all get so gassed up, especially the subscribers. Y'all need to take this person's channel. We need to link up. But you guys, especially the ones that be home all goddamn day, if you start taking out all the content creators' channels, then what the hell you gonna do? It ain't like you gonna get up and go find you a job. It ain't like then you gonna really have to take care of your kids. Then you're gonna really have to, clean up and do shit. So think about that while you over here rallying up, gassing up these content creators to take out the next one. And content creators, be smarter than that. You know how hard it is to build up a channel. You know how hard it is to gain the trust and to gain a rapport with the audience. Don't let these motherfuckers gas you up to start taking people's channels out. Because like I always say, it always come back around to you. Okay. Now, it's been a question going on all this morning about doxing, and basically, from the gist of what I've seen, everybody is trying to decide whether Voice Watkins, Lord Jesus, about what's that lady name? Joyce Watkins? Child, I don't know. The older lady. Okay. Her. The one from TSCC. Everybody want to figure out how they should approach that situation. And this is what I'll be talking about. If you got to decide how you want to feel about something, then that means you choosing. Okay? When I say choosing, that means that you're being biased. You are trying to not apply the same standards that you do to everybody else. Doxing is doxing, okay? You don't get to sit up here and crucify somebody for these past several months about doxing and build your whole arguments on why this person needs to be gone for doxing. And finally, when somebody else do the same damn thing, all of a sudden, y'all don't know how to feel about it. Well, if y'all main argument, which y'all claiming was, y'all hate such natural reaction, then y'all should be just as mad, right? Make me mad. My chat is behind. Not on my end. Y'all good. I'm just looking down to make sure that I ain't lagging, but this chat is kind of slow on my end. Y'all can continue. Listen, I don't care who doxes. If you're doxing, then you need to get that same energy. We're not gonna sit up here and be like, oh well, in my book, I don't really think that's doxing, or that's not doxing to me. Nigga, last time I checked, you was not Webster, okay? We are not redefining any kind of definition just so it can fit how you feel today. Now, me personally, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I don't be having that fake outrage because I've been doxxed. I've watched other people dox, and I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm, all bent out of shape because somebody else did what's been going on for the past few months. But that ain't gonna blind me from telling the truth. Did Joyce, or whatever her name is, I keep calling her Joyce, y'all. I'm sorry, Joyces, if that ain't that lady name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, so that's all that matter. But did she dox? Yes, it is. And let me tell you guys this. Listen, doxing is, don't worry, I'm gonna put up the official definition, okay? But listen, doxing is putting out any information. Okay, it does not have to be, because I've noticed that a lot of you guys try and switch one word out to change the whole definition, or y'all will omit some information to try and fit your narrative. Listen, doxing is putting out any information with malicious intent, okay? Meaning you're doing something out of anger or spite, and you're putting information out that whoever is receiving it, whether it be on a public platform or you're just giving it to the next person, if they did not know before you told them whatever it is that you gave them, that's doxing. And especially if you did it, you have to do it with bad intentions. Meaning, you can put somebody's information out to the public, and if it wasn't done out of spite, that's not doxing. You have to hit every nail on the head in order. So even if you put somebody's information out on YouTube, right, but it was an accident, or you just did not do it to be shady, then that's not doxing. Okay? Because we like to, well, not we, but just in general, the people over here, we like to find a word, overuse it, and then apply it to every goddamn thing. Everything over here is remedial. Everything is a scam. Everything is doxing. That's not how shit go, and it makes us look real ignorant. Now everybody keeps trying to, play semantics and cherry pick when it comes to the whole situation of what Tracy's information being put out, far as the light pole or the gas station and all that shit. That's doxing. You want to know why it's doxing? Because how many of you guys had that picture already in your phone before Jay Wilson put the picture out? How many of you guys did? And how many of y'all know how okay, when you guys saw that picture, did you guys see the picture and just look and scroll past it, or did y'all immediately connect it to a content creator, which is Tracy? That's doxing, okay? It does not matter if you are taking a picture of my front door or the side of my house. If it is if it can be connected back directly to me, then that's doxing. So stop with all this bullshit about, it wasn't the address, or it wasn't exactly her apartment. Well, it was the address, but it wasn't her apartment number on the door. Listen, it's all doxing. Because immediately when those pictures were put out, you guys pulled it up on Google Maps and traced it back to her apartment building immediately. And it was not just a picture of a light pole and a damn gas station. There was one picture of the outside of the apartment building. And regardless of what, listen here, I keep saying this, what was the intent of him driving over there to take the pictures? It was not like he was going over there to do something totally different and just happened to catch those photos. What was the intention of him putting them online? It was to send a message directly to her, and as well as the people of YouTube. Whether it was him trying to expose what area she lived in, or the how her area looked, or how she, regardless of what it was, information put out there to intimidate her, and to also it was connected to her. It is doxing. It's like if I sat up here and I live all the way on the West Coast, and I bought me a plane ticket to Texas, got up, put my clothes on, caught a plane in Texas, drove all the way to Jay Wilson's house, took a picture of his grass and his neighbor's house, and then came back home and put it online and just said I didn't dox nobody. Then what the hell? What was the point of me going all the way out there, buying the ticket and doing all that, when I didn't have no other reason to go out there but because of him? And furthermore, okay, you took a picture of her light pole. Well, what was the point of you putting it on YouTube for people that know her to see it? That's where the doxing is. And furthermore, the bad intentions to do it. You were not doing it as a Christmas gift. You weren't doing it to help her in any way. You were doing it out of spite. So I'm going to keep saying that because it is what it is. Now, like I told y'all before, y'all can still support who y'all want to support. Y'all can like who y'all don't want to like. But what we're not going to do is sit up here and bend the fucking truth. Betty White, listen. There is something called common sense, okay? I know, and I'm not, I'm not coming at you sideways, but I notice a lot of the times you try and play semantics too. Okay, well, technically, listen, it's not hard to prove malicious intent. It's not. And you, furthermore, I don't have to prove that because it's obvious that these two people don't like each other, and the reason why he put it out there was to be spiteful. That's not even in question. So don't sit up here and say, you keep saying, oh, well, technically it's not illegal. If, listen, I'm very well versed on what doxing is and what's illegal, what's not illegal, all of that. A lot of you guys like to try and get away with this. Oh, well, technically, if you take this shit to court and everything is broken down to a judge, the whole shebang, all the history, all the correspondence online between the videos being posted, the back and forth, the text messages, the subscribers, all that shit, because what y'all forget to realize is all this shit is documented, okay? All of this shit can be pulled up. There will not even be in question if you brought this to a judge, and the whole point is this considered doxing? Was this done out of malicious intent? The answer would be yes. The judge is not going to sit up there and go, well, I just don't see how he did this out of spite, and I don't see how you can prove that he put this online to intimidate somebody. Because what would be the other reason? You trying to tell me that he just was sleepwalking and sleep driving when he got in his car, drove out of his way to go to her area in particular, take these pictures, okay, and put them onto YouTube with people that she know? Why didn't he put them on Twitter? Why did he upload them online? Why didn't he put them on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook? Because nobody that knows her is on those platforms. It's everything boils down to what he did, intent, and why. So there is no, oh, well, you can't prove. Yes, if it gets that far, you can prove that he did that out of malicious intent, because he didn't do it, like I said, as a goddamn birthday gift. Like what would be the reason why he would go and take some pictures of a person that he is not getting along with building, and her and everything around her? Why didn't he just go outside of his house then and take pictures of the sky and the ground and then upload those? Why did he go to exactly where she dwells at and take those pictures? Just answer that question. He sat up here for a minute and denied even taking those pictures and putting the pictures out. Y'all like to sit up here and cherry pick, and I'm tired of that shit. I'm not telling you guys to agree. I'm not telling you guys to stop supporting. But when you guys start to sit up here and play dumb, there's no benefit in that. At the end of the day, nothing gonna fucking change. Y'all still gonna support who y'all support. Y'all still gonna hate who y'all wanna hate. End of story. So why go out of your way to make yourself look dumb, like you don't know how to comprehend shit, just to be right or have the last word in the argument? I don't get it. And I never will. Moving on. Betty White. Like I've said before, to prove it, I just proved it right now, Betty White, okay? I know you like to play devil's advocate. Always make it seem like everybody except you is not in the loop or know what's going on. But I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm like I said, because a lot of people on here, they think that you can't, debate or dispute somebody without not liking them. I do not have a problem with Betty White. Everybody plays a role, and she does this everywhere she goes. She is not singling me out. She does this everywhere she go. Some people deal with it, some people don't. I'm not like that. Like, you can, we can go back and forth, or we can, go do all that. I'm not gonna block you or anything, but your word is not no better than mine. Just because you say something, it does not make it the end all be all, or automatically make me wrong and you're right. Because I literally just broke down his intentions were not good. Okay? And I will question you and hand you that same card and say, well, prove that what he did was not out of bad intention. Prove that what he did was just random. You prove to me right now that he just randomly ended up 15, 16 miles out of his own neighborhood and randomly ended up in the uploaded those pictures to a platform that would who could potentially cause her harm or just in general don't like her. You prove to me that all those rare occurrences and all those are goddamn coincidences. You prove that. And I will tell you, I'm pretty sure it'd be harder for you to prove that all that shit was just a coincidence. And let me tell you this too, a judge is not dumb. Y'all be thinking like, oh, this is not technically. Listen, a judge will hear all this and make his ruling real quick. Judges aren't stupid. That's why we have common sense. That's why we have circumstantial evidence. That's just like the people who go around saying you can't prosecute somebody if you don't have a body. Okay, well, you kill somebody in front of everybody, or have a whole bunch of evidence and blood and shit everywhere, but you done put the body up somewhere, or you done threw it in the ocean. You come back and tell me if you still go to jail or not. I bet you they gonna lock your ass up without a body. Okay. Yes, Betty White. A jury of 12 people hearing all of this, unless they all smoke crack, it's not hard to look at this and say this was done on purpose. Okay, I don't even get why you're still trying to push this whole narrative of like, well, technically we still don't know what. Yes, I mean, you can listen. I'm not gonna control your thoughts or your narrative, but it is what it is. Okay. Everybody in this room right now, whether they agree with what he did or not, I'm pretty sure everybody is on the same page if it wasn't an accident or it wasn't a coincidence, okay? The general consensus of reading all of this would be, yes, this guy did this out of malicious intent, point blank, period. Not to mention the stalking, okay? But I digress. Let me put the number up really quick, you guys. For anybody that wants to call and chime in on something that was said today or this weekend that hasn't been spoken on, or maybe I forgot, or whatever the case is, you guys know how it is. Y'all can call in and speak your piece or correct me or whatever. You feel me? Let me put the number up for y'all. All right. The number up. Can you see the number? All right. Let me pull something else up. All right, I'll pull it up in a second. Let me go on while I load this up. Um, as you guys weren't here yesterday, or last night while we were here, I did want to once again thank everybody. I did hit my 1K, so I appreciate everybody for coming through and showing support last night. Now, the next thing that I did want to talk about is the double standard, and I've been hearing this argument going on between like men versus women. Also, I've been hearing gay men, especially, because I don't like when they do this. Try and compare the struggle of being black or being a woman or African American, and they try and compare that to being gay. And I don't like splitting hairs like that, because I do think that each and every one of those situations are just as bad. They can't be compared, but they're all wrong in their own manner. And when we start to sit up here and compare what's worse, being a black man or being gay, or, you know, the woman struggle was all, when you do all that mix and mingle and mix all that shit together, you take away the depth of all of them, and you're trying to throw everything into one pot and compare it all the same. That's the shit that Jason does, trying to make it seem like racism is not that bad because you got people, you know, in Korea fighting for their free. Like, it's all fucking different. It's just like comparing the Holocaust to slavery. We're not gonna sit up here and say, well, this wasn't as bad, so that one don't matter. I don't like that shit at all. I don't like when gay men sit up there and try and use that argument about trying to think of an example, because I'm not, that's not what the whole focus is about. But I'm just gonna say it and, you know, put it out there, is that I was watching a video this morning of Rebel, because, you know, I didn't really catch up this weekend a lot of videos, so I was catching up. His video popped up on my timeline, and I saw that he was trying to compare the whole argument about ZT calling women bitches, and why we should be either more or just as upset with him because Jason calls women black bitches in this sector. And I've said that's not the same goddamn thing. And when you say that or you bring that out there, that does not mean that it's okay. I'm not okaying anybody being called a bitch just for no reason at all. You feel me? But it does have a different context when you have a white man when he adds that black in front of it, okay? Now, a white man calling a woman a bitch, and just a bitch just because of whatever, that's, you know, it is what it is. You know, you got to break down, well, what happened, what did she do? But when you add that black in front of it, that makes it have a whole totally different meaning, okay? And it also includes more than just the person he's talking about. When you add the race in front of whatever, you know, curse word that you're using, it don't matter if you're arguing with one person. In general, you're calling every single woman who is black, regardless of if she's there or not, a bitch. And I'm tired of people trying to use Jason, who's a fucking racist, as a base to justify what everybody else is doing. I won't allow that, and I won't go with that argument, because a lot of the times in people's comment section, depending on what content creator channel you're on, they're always going to agree with whatever the content creator is saying. And that's why I try and break up this audience when I do the We the People or the call-in when I'm having these conversations with you guys, because I don't want everybody in my comment section to disagree with me, at least not when I'm talking about, you know, serious topics like this. I don't want all of y'all to agree with me or each other or tell me what I want to hear, because we ain't gonna never solve or fix shit if that's what's going on. And not one time did I see somebody in his comment section tell him, y'all might not want to hear this because it doesn't sound politically correct, but ZT calling another lady a black bitch, well, I've never even heard him say black, but however, even if he did, I'm gonna take it up a notch. It does not, if me calling somebody a black bitch, I'm gonna use my name. If I call somebody a black bitch and then a white man calls it, I'm sorry, it is not the same thing. Y'all gotta learn how to detect nuance and gray. It's everything ain't black and white, left or right. It ain't just that damn simple. It can also be like, listen, it ain't right for nobody to call such and such as a bitch. But at the same time, it ain't even allowed for one person to say black bitch at all. You can't even, there's no way in no kind of situation where you ever be allowed in my presence and other people who agree with me to even say that word. Or to use black as a pre-context to say anything else, you know, black bitch, you know, nigger bitch, or any kind of, when you're using the race to double down on whatever kind of insult you're doing, it ain't not in any kind of fashion okay if you are a person of non-color to say it. So we gonna have to stop using this whole excuse of, well, it's just as bad, we don't, nobody need to say it. Nah, fuck that. I'm not no both sides, everybody wrong. That's a lazy ass way to approach situations. A lazy thought for when you don't want to break down the situation because of some kind of bias or because you like the person, so you just go, all y'all wrong. That shit irritated me when I was a kid and my brother would do shit, right? And I didn't do nothing wrong. And when I finally kicked him in his throat or some shit like that, then my mom wanted to sit up here and go, oh, well, both of y'all need to stop. And no, fuck that. Ain't both of us. Get his ass. I hate that both people shit when nobody want to address who's wrong. I see that a lot over here. If you got a content creator doing something wrong, everybody's so quick to call out, you know, insert name. However, when the person they support does the same thing, they can't just, like, you know, hold that person to task and hold that person over the flame and just call out what they did wrong. They want to sit up here and go, well, I'm not no supporter of such and such, and I ain't biased, but they both wrong. And even though, like, no, it don't work like that. Just address the person at hand who is fucking up. I don't need to sit up here and name everybody down the list when one person do something wrong just so I can come off as being neutral. Because like I said, then it's not authentic and you're not really solving anything. If I'm gonna call a bitch out for being wrong, I'm just gonna light her ass up. I'm about to sit up here and talk about what somebody else, what Cheryl did last week. Let me update y'all. Let me look at the comments really quick, because y'all know I'll make sure I ain't buffering or nothing. I hope it didn't stop, did it? What up, Heidi? Okay, there y'all go. The number's on the screen, sweetie, at the top. You can't see it. The number's right at the top in red. If y'all can't see it, let me know. I'll change it. Oh yeah, too. Mayflower said, I was watching another channel at the time, and he came over to that channel and told people to go and look at his community page. Yeah, that did happen too. Also, all these people who are saying that, who told? Cause I will be watching a fucking lie and a rumor get birthed in real time. Oh my god, cause I be everywhere, and I will watch some shit literally get birthed right in front of my eyes and be then left YouTube and came back and the shit then turned into a whole full mature adult and had babies and then spread around and everything. Listen, people are saying that another reason why it was not doxing because nobody told anybody else who those pictures belonged to and what they were of. That's a lie. That is a lie. He did let people know exactly where that gas station who it was connected to. And if that was the case, now how did y'all know exactly immediately when he put those pictures up, because I was there too, who they belonged to? But just to kill that, he did connect, he did basically let people know that those pictures were of her neighborhood, because if y'all don't remember, he called himself trying to criticize where she lived at, making fun of the area, saying, oh, she said she lived in a nice area and it's not, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into details because I don't live in Texas. I don't, everybody's hood is different than the next hood, okay? So I'm just saying. But he did, okay? Another identifying marker that plays back into the main part of what I mean is that's doxing. Okay, let me fix this number. It's 505-357-0531. Child. Here, let me get this bigger for you, Betty. Okay. It should be updated on the screen right now. If not, give it a few seconds and the number will update. It's okay. I did, Johnny Mac. I just blew it up right now. All right, well, just, it's open. If you're going to call, I'm going to continue on. If you're going to call, it's open. All right. All right, there you go. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, what up?
Can you hear me?
Yo, what up, Betty? How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm over here looking at the channel. I'm trying to pull up something that I had on my hard drive, because, you know, I stay with receipts. I got shit all the way back from last year before I even came up on this bitch.
Oh no, you're pulling up old ass receipts.
No, but that's the thing though. It's not even stuff that haven't nobody seen. When we are on YouTube or on this online shit, everything is documented. It's all recorded. So that's why I be so goddamn confused when people will still get up on here and lie, or not even lie, but pretend shit didn't happen and everybody just roll along with it. Like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you gotta reiterate. You gotta reiterate some stuff.
Yeah,
Like you
like
gotta remind. Yeah. Okay.
the only issue that I have is I got so much shit up in here. I gotta be better at file keeping. But yeah, I'm about to, you know, just so I can prove to a fact that
I get it.
people be wanting to just not like somebody, because when you bring up the truth, when somebody be so definite on why they made a decision, and then when you prove them wrong, they don't be like, oh, you know what, you were right. I just felt this type of way because, you know, this is what I believe. And then when you bust a bubble, then they want to switch it up and go, well, everybody lie. So what's the big point? Like, nah, motherfucker,
I know that's always the thing. Like
no.
it's always like, oh yeah, well we all make mistakes. It's like, yeah, but nah, cause
That
that was
ain't.
a big mistake right there.
Yeah, and that wasn't the fucking argument. Did we sit up here and say motherfuckers don't make mistakes? No. You just said that this person, without a doubt, they have nothing to do with this. Then why are they on camera, walking out their house? Here we go right
Well,
here.
I just wanted to ask you something.
What's up?
Personally, I know we're on YouTube. Whatever, I don't care. But okay. As far as the wrench,
Mm-hmm.
this is my thing about the wrench.
Mm-hmm.
Now we all know there's certain people on here, including myself,
Mm-hmm.
who do not like to come on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll come on the phone. We'll, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk like, hi, how you doing? Da da da. Why won't the wrench go on the phone? And I know why. Because I know that if we hear the wrench's voice, we'll be like, oh, it's you.
Exactly.
Whoever the wrench is. Because nobody on here would, because the wrench always says, I'm just a random person. Well, if you're just a random person like me, you would just come on the phone like nobody knows your voice. But I know that if you came on the phone, we would be like, oh, okay, so that's why I think the wrench, because I remember that interview that he did, which was
the Lioness.
It was all screwed.
Yeah.
The what?
Lioness interview where he had tried to have somebody else. That's why it really busted him out, because see, if you got somebody else pretending to be you, it's gonna fail immediately, because you're not gonna be able to keep up with a whole bunch of questions. If you have to pause every single time somebody asks you something, like every question, I get, thinking back for a second, but every question where somebody has to ask you, where you have to identify a certain situation that you should already know, then the gig is up. You know what I mean? But you can go finish what you were saying, because I'm gonna double back on what you said to define really what you mean.
Yeah, no. You're really who you say you are. You be on the phone, just talk. Like, just you won't even put your voice on there, because once you put your voice on there, we're gonna know. I kind of think I know who it is. I don't want to say, because see, I've been a fan of the wrench even before the wrench had a channel, just because I think the wrench was. Now it's like, now I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of think I know who you are, and it's not even, I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on, keep your thought, but I'm just gonna say this right here, right? Whenever we, in a regular day to day, when we make decisions, we don't always need a social security number, a blood test, a smoking gun.
Right.
We use our common sense, and furthermore, that is the whole point of circumstantial evidence, right? Circumstantial evidence is basically everything that I have right here, and then with the addition of my experience as in life and common sense, everything that I have right here points that this is who did it, or this is what happened. Okay, I might not be able to have the exact footage of you being raped or something, or you getting pushed into the water with the alligators, but I have all the blood. I have your chewed up clothes. I have the alligator with blood on his teeth. I may not have the exact footage of you being eaten, but everything right here tells me that you were eaten by an alligator, right? So I don't, when people really don't want to believe something, they will hold on to that last, well, we really at the end don't know. And you know what? Whenever people add that possibility in, of course, anything is possible. Aliens are possible. Everything is possible. But I'm going to not, instead of wasting my time investing into trying to hold out for a small wrench, that's what he plays off of, Jason, is that nobody
May
can.
the odds be with you. Yeah, you gotta go with the odds.
No,
I mean,
that's what he plays off of, the fact of, well, till this day, can nobody really, have a video or footage of me logging into my YouTube account as the wrench putting the pat. Listen, I don't need all that, because everything else that has been collected thus far in these past few weeks is what all I need to know. The topics at hand. A lot of the times y'all not putting two and two together. The wrench has not, if he's not a real person, he's just a random person, and he really not has not gotten into a real beef, had a real problem with the people that he goes after. He just one day gets on his page and starts targeting people. But if you've noticed, everybody that he targets or goes after is people that has got into it with Jason. For example, Kwani and the whole when he was Jason was on fucking Jay Wilson's show when he had that shit fall out.
I have been putting two and two together, four and four together, eight and eight, like all that, and it's like it kind of it is adding up to, I don't even want to say his name, but it is kind of. But I'm trying to no, the wrench is not him.
And that's the problem. Y'all gotta detach from that whole. Well, I really want to listen. It's okay to had liked that person, and when you found out who he was, say no. For example, when I did not know, because this is not the first, this is what I mean, this is not the first time he's done this. When he was Tracy Living My Tooth and would come online as that puppet, right? I would see him in the middle of the night when he would make fun of Jay Wilson and Min Pam and, all of that shit. I thought it was funny. I did. Because they would say a lot of things that were, if you're not black, you shouldn't be saying. They would say the N-word. They would say.
Van, how did you think he was black? Because I saw them videos, and when I heard the voice, I was like, that's not a no.
Well, I mean, this is what I mean. Obviously,
not even a little bit.
Okay, but this is my thing, though. This is my thing. Listen, you cannot tell if you're going by whose voice that was. That's a dumb reason to go by, because obviously they were using a voice changer. So that's my whole thing. I was going by the content. I was going by the context of the things he was saying, meaning he would make a lot of black jokes. He would say the N-word a lot. And I'm just going to assume, because I'm going by, I don't look at every person as a racist. I don't think every white person. So we already know that if you are not black and you're white, you're not going to be using nigga in a regular conversation. You're not going to be making black jokes all willy-nilly. So I'm just going to, I go by off front, people do the right things, okay? Unless they give me a reason to not think so. So I'm not going to just immediately, when I saw that channel, think, oh my God, this is a white person who's racist pretending to be black. I had no reason to think that, because I'm not paranoid and I don't live my life like that. However, the minute that I found out that this person was a white, and then find out that the person who was white has a background in being racist and doing shit like that, I immediately I had a problem with it and dropped my support. And then you have these dumb people who come right after that saying, oh, well, you thought it was funny before until you found out it was a white person. That's the whole fucking point. Well, I don't get why people don't think that.
Yeah, because context matters.
Exactly.
You understand that context, it does. I didn't know. The first time I heard it was after the whole brother Jay Wilson, when he did the thing. That's the first time I saw this dude, and I was like, shout out to Heidi, where bitch, where? But I was like, where? And and finally I found him, and then I saw what was happening, and I was like, okay, now I see what the problem is here.
What y'all gonna have to do is, when y'all get off this video with me, y'all gonna need to go to YouTube and type in devolving culture and see all of the videos of all of the different black women who have been harassed or victimized by this man, and go and look far back at these videos. Some of these videos are almost 2 years old, and I'll say it before, and I know everybody don't watch my videos. This man only occupies in black spaces and will inject himself into black spaces only and try to present himself as some kind of help. But in the meantime, he is still sitting up there playing puppeteer behind the scenes, starting all these back alley fires just so he can come in and try and act like he's the help. That's his main purpose. So all these people, where I continue to hear y'all say, oh, well, I think his intentions are good and he's just trying to help. I don't want to hear that bullshit, okay? Especially you grown folks. Who the hell has he helped? And once again, I go by people's patterns. If he, in the past
he's only helping his ego. And the thing is, I think what happened was in high school, because he did say something that he was in love with a black girl, and she was like, no, I'm good. And I think that's where it all stems from.
No, I mean, this is what I think.
He said it.
Okay, but that's not. That's also taking the like we're always trying to find, and it's not just you. It's a human tactic to try and make something make sense so we can kind of figure out. Listen, a lot of the times
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
we cannot figure people out. Okay, it's not up to us to try and figure out somebody's reasoning or justification so it can make us kind of feel better on why they're doing something. Like for example, not everybody. Like
he
some
doesn't
people.
move me at all.
Some
But I'm
people.
just saying, I'm just.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but some people are just bad, or some people like, you know, some people are trying to find a reason like, well, maybe this happened. No, listen, everybody done been rejected by a man or a woman. That don't make you a man hater. When you see men talk about, oh, I don't like black women because when I was coming up, wait, hold on, Betty.
He's not normal.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm giving an example. Like when you see a man who comes up, right? I see this a lot. I see a lot of black men who only date other races of women, which is fine. But this is where the problem comes in. Whenever you ask them, oh, why don't you like black women? Their whole excuse is, well, it was because when I was growing up, all of the black women used to call me a dork because I'm educated and I sat up here and I watched cartoons and I liked Pokemon and I'm like, nah, nigga, that ain't no excuse. So you literally sat up here and said, well, since this black girl rejected me, I hate the whole race of black women and they're all the same.
Well, no, I'm not. No,
Betty.
It's a shit excuse, but it happens.
Yeah, but
I've seen it happen.
But what I'm telling you is that though, listen, just listen to me though. I am not saying that does not happen. What I am telling you is this: as an adult and with life experience, you are not always going to use one isolated situation as a generalization to how approach everything. If that is the case, we would all be single, lonely hermits if every time we tried to talk the first person man that we tried to approach, he didn't like me. Oh, I hate men. Oh, the first woman that I approached, she didn't like me. Oh, I hate women. Like, it don't work like that because we're smart enough to know.
Well, he's an anomaly. He's
but
like
you're making that,
a Jeffrey Dahmer.
But you're making that
Jeffrey
assumption,
Dahmer,
though.
He was.
You're making that assumption.
I sure am.
He's not an
I
anomaly.
Sure am.
He's not an
I'm
anomaly.
sticking with it.
He's not an anomaly because I just want people to realize
you think there's more of him? Oh, hell no.
Yes. It's called racist white people. They're everywhere, and we need to stop trying to look at people and we if we just look at shit for what it is, we can be better at knowing how to move. Because if we try and pretend like there's not a lot of Jasons out there, then we're gonna constantly be upset, let down, and caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. I don't think he's nothing special, far as let me figure out I just think that he grew up in a racist background because nobody is born racist, nobody's born homophobe, nobody's born none of that. They are taught and learned that, and it has been reinforced throughout their life by their immediate surroundings. Meaning, if you grew up and you had a racist family, okay, because that's where your values come from, the people that are immediately around you, whether it's your family or raised by your friends, that's where you get your values and your moral compass from. If you see the people around you doing it, then you're going to think that it's okay. You don't wake up racist one day. You don't have a bad experience with a black person and hate black people. You don't get rejected from a black woman and automatically hate every black woman. No, it's something else, and you're using that not you particular, they're using that as their justification. That way they don't have to either get to the nitty gritty and find out what the real issue is, or because they know goddamn well if they test up here and tell you, I just don't like black women because I can't dominate, they're gonna bust me out, they're gonna be able to tell I'm gay, or they're gonna call me out for being a bum ass mother. They don't want to say all that. So it's easier to say, oh, they didn't like me because of this. As if there's black women out there that just don't like educated men. As if there's black women out there that don't watch fucking cartoons. Or when black women are literally, statistically, as of recent, the number one people to graduate from college out of all races, black women right now, statistically, are the number one to graduate and go to college, finish it the whole time. Not just go, but finish it and to come out with a degree. So people use different excuses like, oh, I met a black girl when I was a kid. She didn't like me, so now I hate every single black woman in the world. And when you know goddamn well as an adult, we're not monolithic. No race, no human. Not all men are the same. Not all women are the same. Like, that's some bullshit.
100%, yeah. Yeah. And I also wanted to say one thing. He, not the wrench, but, what's his name?
Oh, before we move on from him, and I don't know if you saw my video, It's him. I flagged the Wrench's channel, okay? And Jason got on bitching about how I flagged him. And I never flagged his channel. I flagged the fucking Wrench's channel. And furthermore, like you say, the Wrench does not talk on the phone to people because he doesn't want to be identified. Furthermore, it wasn't like Wrench went and told him, oh, I got flagged, because he read the name that I put on the paperwork that I put on there. I did everything specific. And he read everything off. He read everything off of that copyright strike. He read everything off of there on his channel. I uploaded it to mine, so when you leave, y'all can go and check. It's the man behind the Wrench. It happened last week, and he, out of his own mouth, exposed himself. Okay, because he would not have known all that. He would not have known that Wrench got flagged. Furthermore, the name and everything else that was on that emails. So don't sit up here and tell me now Wrench done been on here for all this time, ain't never exposed himself to all these people he's supposed to be close with, and then he randomly meets Jason, right? Because Jason claims that him and the Wrench just recently met, this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden Wrench is sharing email passwords with him, spilling his whole life, calling him on the phone.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Why would that all of a sudden happen when Wrench damn near had was in a relationship damn near with Tracy and the Men Pam and all these other people? Why would all of a sudden he choose to reveal himself to fucking Jason? Not to mention all the people that be in fucking Jason's fucking comment section from way back before all this bullshit happened on Twitter. All these same people, which some of them are troll accounts, because he tries to reaffirm things that he say by having people in the comment section agree with him. It's really him, but those same people are also in Wrench's comment section. People that, like you said, I put 2 and 2 together. If y'all did not know each other, then why are people who are windmilling for you last year windmilling for this nigga in his comment section? And then, mind you, they're not even on the same platform. How did they find Wrench off of Twitter and come on here, and they were taking up for you last year on Twitter, but now they on YouTube, a whole different platform, windmilling for a nigga that you claim you didn't know? Come on now. Like, people don't really want to think that hard. So it is what it is. I mean, like, I'm not. I'm more so involved with just doing what I'm doing behind the scenes, because I'm not here anymore to convince people like who he is, because I already know who he is, and I put the information out there. If you believe, you do. You don't, you don't. And people are tired also of hearing about it. And
Van, though, if you found out who the Wrench is, you cracked the code, because you know we all been wanting to find out who.
But y'all really don't, though, because it's out there. It's y'all, because this is what happens when y'all do get the evidence. This is what y'all do. Y'all go, I don't want to believe it. He was so sweet, and this is what he do. He snapped. He be donating people.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
Cash apping people and shit. Like, no, he cash apped whatchamacallit, I ain't gonna say her name, $100. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't fuck with him at first. He cash apped her $100 to try and break that whole, awkward feeling. But I'll say it again. I'm not. People are tired of hearing about it, and I understand and I agree. I'm just saying, from here on out, being that the information is out there, if you decide to align yourself with that, then you also have to be prepared for how people are going to treat you. Okay, people are going to. It is what it is. I can't control who people hang out with, where they go, but if
that makes me so sad though, because I'm not like 100%. I'm 98%, but I ain't like I don't know. But I just wanted to say, as far as Jason, did you hear him? He was somebody posted a thing, and he was like, I grew up around black people. This is his whole thing. I grew up in New York. I grew up around black people. And then somebody in his thing was like, yeah, so do you spice up your chicken? Do you smell like wet dog? And he goes, I never even heard of that. Now, I'm sorry, but I grew up around black people, okay? We've always heard that white people smell like wet dogs. I'm not saying it's true, okay? I'm not saying it's true, but I'm just saying that was just a thing. We always heard white people smell like wet dogs, and that white people don't season their food. And he claims that he grew up around black people and never heard of that. So for me, I was like, first of all, you either are lying that you grew up around black people, or two, you've heard of it and you're lying that you didn't hear about it. Because there's no fucking way. Like, there's no way you never heard of that.
Well, the thing is, he's grown up around black people.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, but he's grown up around black people, and he still, calls us niggers. So why would we?
Didn't.
No, he didn't. What?
around black people.
Well,
Because if he did, he would have heard that.
I mean, I can care less. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. If he grew up in New York, he probably did. My whole
He's a
point is,
liar.
it doesn't matter
I'm
who
not
you
talking
grow
about
up.
Jason.
Listen, you're judged by your actions, okay? Like, you can date. Listen, there are people who go, I'm not black because my child is black. Listen, you can date, sleep with black people, date black people, get pregnant. That don't mean you're not thinking in your head that you are superior to them. People need to stop thinking that racism is just a monolithic thing where it's everything. But if you say the N word, if you just saying the N word, no, I'm grown enough to know that racism is. I don't give a fuck about just calling me the N word. It's also the implications and the physical effects of racism. Meaning, if I am qualified for a job and I'm overlooked for the position, and when I done got all of my credentials, and then you decide to hire some no-name white boy simply because I'm black, then that is why. Those are the things that I care about. When you sit up here and you are causing negative effects to my life or people that I know life simply because they are black and they have not done anything else to deserve the treatment that they're getting. That is my problem. It's a combination of all that. If all I had to worry about in life was the N word, then it would be not an issue. And even to this day,
right.
I don't worry about shit like that, because I know I already know, I'm grown enough to know that how I make it in life is dependent on me. Now, I'm not saying that my life is going to be easy, but at the same time, I can be anything that I want. Now, of course, I'm going to have to fight harder, but no white person can stop me, okay? There are a lot of black people who have this mindset that they might as well just give up, and they have this mindset of where you'll never make it this far, because that is just a stop give-in story. Yeah, you're going to have to work harder. That is without a given. But furthermore, we can be anything we want, even the fucking president, okay? So that's a whole different conversation, and I don't mix arguments, because like I said before, me addressing the black community and me talking about problems around my people, that is a different conversation to be had versus trying to call a racist out or drag a white person. I'm not that guy who, if I'm talking about a white person and the things that they have done, I feel like I gotta say something negative about black people
I'm not trying to be racist against white people. I'm just saying a specific.
No, I'm not, Betty White. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking in generalities. I'm saying, like, a lot of people feel like when they are talking about, like, a lot of black people feel like when they are talking about white people and racism, they gotta be like, and don't get me wrong, black people, they got their problems. I don't need to say that, because if you have common sense, every race inside of their own community has their own fucking problems. Mexicans, blacks, Asians, they all in their own, inside their community, have their own problems. However, that's not what the fuck I'm talking about. I can talk and chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. I don't have to address things that I'm not talking about at the time. If I'm talking about black men and the things that they need to change, I don't have to talk about the shit black women have done. That's not what we're talking about at the moment. But it also does not mean that when I'm addressing something indirect, that the opposite of whatever that is okay. It's approved. It's fine. No, it just means that I'm talking about you right now. People use that as a deflection tactic to get up off their fucking back, and I don't fall for it. If I'm chewing on your ass, then I'm going to continue to chew until I've made my point. I'm not going to let up and get distracted because I haven't mentioned what Billy or Sam or whatever Paul done did, because we will talk about Paul and them later, and when I get on their ass, I'm not going to let go.
Let's stick to the subject.
So,
I get it.
But that's...
Because there's so many things to talk about, stick to the subject. Because last time I called, I had to hang up, and I think you know why, but I just wanted to call and just make sure I got my my opinion in there about what. But I mean, hold on a second. Go ahead.
No, I'm just listening to you. That's it. I'm over here pulling up. I'm pulling up my files.
Yesterday was crazy. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And then I saw the VS thing where she was like,
What happened with that? I didn't. I did not. I haven't been able to catch her. I usually watch her news in the morning, but these past several days I haven't been even in that direction.
Well, what happened was, Brianna it regularly, and then Wiley was like, I want to come on, I want to come on. And at first she was like, no. And I was like, Bree, get your money, honey. But anyways, so she let him come on. So he comes on, and he's spilling a bunch of tea. And then Blush Watkins comes in, and she doxes Kelly out of nowhere. And everybody was like, whoa, what happened? And then, so I think VS, I'm sorry, babe, hold on a second. I'll be out of here in 2 seconds. So then, I think VS got mad because Les didn't give her the receipt for the Mess Express. And so that's like a whole thing now. So this morning, VS did a whole show, like, I'm kind of mad, like, you don't really put in work, you just kind of come on the show and you don't give us any receipts, and when you get a receipt, no, you didn't give it to us. So she was like, well,
Hello? Hello? Alright. Okay. If y'all want to call back in, you can. Betty White, your call dropped. Let me go on and show this right here. And cover this face up. Now, I remember everybody denying showing the receipts or whatever the case may be, okay? And this is out there. I don't know. A lot of the times he does delete or private his videos, so you can't pull up stuff because he contradicts himself a lot. However, there is more footage of this incriminating footage. This is why I always tell people, listen, let's do our roast, let's do our gags, and let's move on. You know, if we win some, we lose some, right? We don't always have to have the last word when it comes to this back and forth shit. But when we try and drag shit out to the next level as far as getting people's channels deleted and calling the cops and stuff like that, then you open up that door for you to have the same thing happen, especially if your hands are not clean. It's exactly why I have yet to dox anybody or dox people back or do anything that would, even though we go by the little honor system here where we don't really flag each other, we don't really call the cops, we don't really do that no matter if we dislike each other or not. There's only a select few people in this sector that do a whole bunch of fuck shit, and then when it gets done to them, they be ready to call the FBI and do this, that, and the other. Don't get me wrong. Now, some things are taken out of hand, and you do have to make an example out of certain people, okay? So I don't want anybody to take that as direct shot, you know, because you handle shit the way you need to, you feel me? Because I know goddamn well somebody put my grandma's house back up online, bitch. I'm calling goddamn Animal Planet. I'm calling the FBI, bitch. I'm calling the National Guard, bitch. I'm coming, all right. And me, everybody, bitch. You going down, and that's all I got to say. However, I did put that warning out there, and I did not immediately set up there and raise hell because, like I said, I'm not for trying to somebody permanently taken out. You know what I mean? But I'm also not going to do the same thing that I'm preaching against, because if I thought that issue was not appropriate when it was done to me, why would I sit up here and do the same thing to somebody else? I know y'all like to excuse and say, well, this person did it. It's not. I don't roll like that, because I get to always have that to hold over my head, hold as a hold that above the next person by saying, well, Mystery Man ain't never did no dox nobody. Okay, I haven't. Never. So I don't care if I'm cool with somebody that has done it. It has nothing to do with me. Moving on. So this is just a clip of a video. And I'm gonna hide the face and everything because, you know, why. However, for all the people who are going around saying that Mr. Wilson did not take the pictures or did not let people know that it was who the pictures, traced back to, that is a lie. If this little clip right here, if he says this in this little clip, then you guys tell me, what do you think the whole video have him saying, connecting him back to it, okay? And for her to... Now, also, can we just point out how creepy and scary he's talking and acting in this video? Oh my God.
Even say, you all, that he took the pictures. No, I took the pictures. I took the pictures. I have every right to take pictures.
Y'all heard that, right? So he's... because I don't think this video is out there no more. But this is during that time where it was people were trying to muddy the waters and be like, oh, well, he said he didn't do anything, and we still don't even know if it was him and all that. Because remember when the pictures were first put up on his community feed, he was trying to say somebody sent the pictures to him. And I think what happened was somebody else got blamed for it and started getting hell for it. And he came out and was just like trying to clear everything up, which is noble, I guess. However, this is just him right now admitting to it.
And for her to even say, you all, that he took the pictures. No, I took the pictures. I took the pictures. I have every right.
Let me take this off. I'm trying to get flagged. And that was for educational purposes. It also was not who you guys think it was in that video. That was a reenactment, okay? Just for, the people in the back. That was a reenactment. That was not who you think it was. Okay? Okay. I'm trying to flag my shit, bro. Okay. 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 Oh, Lord, we got sidetracked. All right, so I'm going to, I was only supposed to be on here an hour. Damn it. Yes, y'all, from the last time, the wrench is Jason. I'm like, everything else I'm doing, and the people that I'm working with will be behind the scenes. I don't want to really bring it up no more unless y'all have, like, a new question, okay? Because I know a lot of people are tired of hearing about it, which is fine. I just want to end it with saying that I'm also sick of the whole Jay Wilson, Tracy Fibe fucking saga, because it's stale tea to the point to where now we're re-releasing videos of shit we were already mad about. But you guys are invested in that versus invested in trying to kill this cancer. But when it come back around to bite y'all in the ass, because a lot of people don't like to take care of shit until the flare-up happens, just remember, because I'm going to move before the fire take over my neighborhood, okay? I'm going to be watching from the news as y'all burn to the ground because y'all did not stomp out the forest fire when it was small. I got to start to be more focused on real issues. Even if it's a beef, y'all be over here fake mad at shit that y'all wouldn't even trip about in person. That's why people get mad when they be telling me who I need to be. You need to be mad at this person. You talking about... I'll fucking address what the fuck I want to address, because just because you pissed off at some shit don't mean that I'm bothered, because most of the time I'm not. I don't have a problem with speaking on shit that I just can't stand. So anyways, I'm going to do a 2-minute interlude so I can move over to horoscopes. We're gonna do the horoscopes. Oh, it's always draining when I fucking talk about that shit. It is draining, y'all. I get it. You know what I mean? But it's because it's some real shit. I think a lot of times we get lost in these beefs in this. It's easier to vicariously escape the problems we do have by being interested in these people fighting. And when you talk about something so real that hit close to home, it's almost like dealing with our everyday problems. So I do get it. I do get it. So I'm going to give a little 1 minute or minute and a half interlude, and then we're going to move on to horoscopes. So put your horoscope inside the comment section because we skipped it on Friday, and I will read your 10 minutes of the show. Put your horoscopes and your questions in there, and we will do that. Okay? So I'm going to do a little 10-minute, not 10-minute long, a minute and a half, a little interlude, and then we'll do that. Okay? All right, I was trying to get my little background horoscope instrumental music playing, but I'll try and cue that up while I'm doing this. So who we gonna read first? Let me look. Just Lovely. Oh, no problem, Just Lovely. I was I don't know what I was doing. I think I was looking up horoscopes when I came across your channel. I literally came across it by accident. And I saw my name in the title. I'm like, what's she talking about? My eyes got they damn mouth on me. I'm just playing. And I just clicked on the video and I was like, oh, I I thought that you're one of the more people that have common sense, and it was not about me what I heard that make me go, okay, she cool. No, it was just I heard you talking about a few things that just made sense, and I'm like, oh, I would love to hear her perspective on a lot of the shit that goes down. So whenever these events happen on YouTube, I know where to come to hear, a reasonable perspective, because sometimes, you want to hear what people think about certain topics, and a lot of the times it's either the same thing that the content creator is spewing out, or they just be on some shit that don't make no damn sense. All right, so let's start off with Aries. We got any Aries in the house? Are you okay, girl? Girl, he done snatched you, snatched you by your hair. Let us know. I don't want to move on if you over there and he done bopped you up beside your head, girl. Because you ain't got no picture up. We don't know how to find you, girl. See? It ain't always that good to be that anonymous, because if something was to happen, we wouldn't even know where to send the folks to. Well, if you out there and you safe, girl, just put a little 2 in the comment section. And I'm going to come back and look for it when I get done reading my horoscope, okay? Because if I don't see no 2 or anything in there, I'm going to think he done bopped you inside your head, girl, and then rung you up. Now, I know that that's necessary, but I need to know that you made it out. Okay? All right. All right, for Aries. Let me put it on the screen for y'all. Horoscope, and y'all think I'm lying. Nigga be just sitting over here making some shit up like, well, today's forecast, and be making all that shit up. All right, it's not buffering. All right, now let me continue. It says, this is the horoscope for November 18th. And I'm going to start off with Aries. Now, if you don't believe in horoscopes, that's fine, all right? That's fine. I'm into astrology heavy. And I'm also have a special coming up where we're going to have a breakdown and separate this fake notion and belief that if you believe in horoscopes and astrology that you doing witchcraft and you don't believe in God and this is sin and all that bullshit. It's not, okay? We're going to break all that shit up and down. However, if you don't believe in horoscopes, just enjoy the ride or click out, because it is what it is. I know people think that it's just a whole bunch of generalizations in horoscopes, and it can apply to everybody. And some of them are fake and written to where it can stick to anybody. But like I said, I've been doing mine for a long time, where I know where to go. I know when they blowing wind up your ass, and I know when it's, hitting in the right direction. Also, just because it does not apply to you during that time doesn't mean that it's not true or real. And I don't have everybody's birthday too, because if you're into astrology, you will know that you are more than your sun sign, which is what everybody else goes by. When they ask you, what's your sign? And you say Sag or whatever, that's just a small factor in your whole astrology chart and makeup. So you might be a Sagittarius, time of date, and do all that. We'll save that for another show. Okay? All right. So let's say for Aries, I'm going to read mine first so I can see if this is hitting, because I know what I'm going through. It says, hello. Well, hi. It says, these days you may not feel certain anymore that you want to continue pursuing something you have already started. Oh my God, y'all. I'm not one of those people that just be like, oh my God. But this is very, 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 very much already hitting on the head about where I'm at right now in my personal life. Okay? And that's very specific in the sense of not everybody is waking up every day trying to figure out if they want to hit the restart button on certain aspects or certain investments that they have done in their life. Okay, so all y'all in the comment section, don't be talking about, oh, that's everybody. So everybody right now is trying to hit reset in their life. Everybody right now done been working at a career for 10, 20 years and just now realizing that they might want to start over. That's what everybody going through? Okay, well, that's not normal, just to let you know. Anyways, hello, these days you may not feel certain anymore that you want to continue pursuing something you've already started. This can cause you to slow down or even to stop. Oh my God, that is an Aries trait too. When we are going through something, we literally will just build a bridge over it and block it out and just leave it be until we finally make a decision. We will just stop everything. We could be building a house and we got some kind of, confusion or wavering. We would literally just stop midway and leave the house there in the middle of construction for a year, 2 years, or whenever we finally decide what we gonna do with it. That's crazy. Anyway, the planets are advising you not to rush in your judgments, but to stop for a second and to make an introspection, okay? They want you to stop and really weigh out all of the pros and the cons of the specific situation that you are at a fork in the road with, okay? So any Aries, you might not even be going through this, all right? However, if you are going through a certain specific situation where you are questioning if you want to pursue it or not, whether you should continue or not, the horoscope and our astrology is telling us to basically really, really try and weigh out the pros and the cons. And for some people, the answer may be to keep it going and to work hard at it, or to spice it up, or to just totally let it go. The decision is going to be different depending on, whatever y'all going through. Okay? I'm just breaking it down. Most likely, your doubts reflect a fear of possible failure rather than an actual change of heart. This time, you are encouraged to keep moving forward and keep ticking off the boxes toward your goal. This can let you obtain what you have once wanted. Moreover, on your way, you will see that your doubts will dissipate the closer you get. So basically, at the end, it was saying you are more so scared of something going wrong versus you just pursuing it. Like, you're not worried about missing whatever it is you're letting go, whether it be a job or a relationship or whatever it is. You're not worried about that. You can give a shit about that. You're more so worried about, what if you make a permanent decision? And I get this, we're like that. What if you make a decision to head in a direction, but then something go wrong and now you jobless and you ain't got no man and all this shit, when you could have just stayed where you were and been complacent with the situation. You ain't afraid of losing your man, You just afraid of what if you know, move on and leave him for somebody else, and then you find out that nigga ain't shit, and now you lonely. And obviously, I'm using that as an example. What this is saying is to just go forward and do whatever you think is best for you, and that it'll work out in the end. And I get that, because me as the Aries, when I make a decision, I'm not worried about the decision that I'm making. I'm worried about, like, what if I'm sacrificing everything that I have now for rebuilding when, you know, something happened and now I end up when I ain't got shit. And I should not worry about that. I should already know that whatever I put my mind to, eventually the good is going to outweigh the bad. Even if something does go wrong during that process and I lose everything, when I do finally get to the end of whatever that may be, I'll be good. Let me read the comments. Can you do Leo? Yes, I will do Leo. Just lovely. Oh, I didn't even see this. So you have going... Oh, you got your birth chart? Oh, cool. Because I want to do a full birth chart for somebody. So maybe I'll do it either later today or at this one, or I'll do another episode just for horoscopes. But your situation doesn't have to do with a man. Child. Tread lightly. You saw what the stars said. I ain't say that's what the stars said. All right, let me do Leo, 821. Wait, who? Let me see if anybody said that. Anybody else above wanted me to. Libra. We got a Libra, an Aquarius, and a Sag. All right, let me do Cheryl. If you still in here, or Ice Crystals, because you guys said dropped y'all first. If y'all are still in here, let me know. If not, I'll move on to the next one. Ice Crystals was a Gemini. Oh, I need to contact Ice Crystals. Ice Crystals is a Gemini, and then we have Cheryl is a Libra. So are one of y'all still in here? Let me know. And Just Lovely, let me tell you something. We're Aries, right? We need somebody to, I'm gonna keep it 100, that is the opposite of us. Okay? The person that I'm married to is a Cancer, and they are very boring and calm. And you need that, because we are already too much. We are too much. We don't need two hotheads, two people that are always moving and shaking. It's not a good... opposites attract, you know, because we equal each other out. Where I am always constantly moving and shaking, sometimes I need him to calm me down and to make me, you know, just sit for a second and to relook some things, because I'm always moving. When I make a decision, that's it. I don't turn back, none of that. And sometimes I need for him to come in and slow all that down. Okay? Slow it down and make me think about shit. And it's the vice versa, because he's always moving slow and trying to, you know, give everybody a second, third, fourth, fifth chance. And I sometimes have to come in there and regulate and, you know, start chopping people's heads off and, you know, snapping that whip and cracking the belt and all that. So it works out. But I can only speak from an Aries perspective. Then my people who I asked to answer me. Are you still here, Cheryl? And Ice Crystal? Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to do Gemini, Sag, and then Leo. Okay, let me pull y'all up. Now, when I read y'all horoscope, y'all going to have to tell me if it relates to you guys or not, because I can't read. I mean, I can read, but I'm not a Sag or a Leo or a Gemini, so I couldn't even tell you if I could relate or not. I know that this Aries horoscope was spot on, though. Sometimes I'll read the horoscope at the end of the day. That way I don't have it influence me. Like if I read it in the morning and it tells me something, that way I'm not kind of unconsciously putting forth the horoscope and living it out myself, and then at the end of the day saying, oh, this really happened. Because I read it at the beginning of the day, I can just relate everything to it. I'll read at the end to see if it really, you know, hit. That's what I do, personally. I do that when I'm looking for a new astrology source or website. And if I need to test them out by reading their horoscope at the end of the day every week and see if what they were saying hit home. When she said her birthday was June 27th, right? Ain't that what you said? Ice Crystal? I need a year too. You don't have to give me the exact year if you don't want nobody to know your birthday. Just give me a year that is either a year before or after. I love Libras. Ice Crystal? No, I didn't do Pisces yet, okay? My mom's is the 13th and I'm the 12th. Lovely. My dad's the 16th. So 12, 13, and 16. Oh, you got a birthday that just came up? All right, Ice Crystal, and then I'm going to wait till you give me the year. I'm going to do Libra first. Don't worry, I'll come right back to you. I just need to know what year because it does make a difference. Just give me the exact, you don't have to give me the exact year, just give me a year before or after that. So if it's like 1989, give me like 1990 or 1987 or some shit like that. Okay, October 20th, 1973. Cheryl, I can give you a better breakdown if you tell me, let me see. I don't want you to put all your information out. What's, let me see. Obviously, it's the United States. Nicole Reloaded, girl. You came after. Hey, baby, I'm just, well, hi. You came after the topic that drained the hell out of us. But, I did want to talk to you about, oh, dude. You ain't in trouble or nothing, obviously. You're welcome over here. I just... Girl, the questions. All right, Libra. All right, it's pulling up on the screen right now. No, I'm not mad at you, Nicole. Just stick around if you... I'll ask you after I read this, if you're still here. It says, greetings, Libra. It says, a desire to change your life for the better may be on the mind right now. Although your life could be pretty good already, Still, there are things that you have not proven to yourself or things that you still haven't achieved. Sound like a midlife crisis. And the current cosmic climate is conductive. Did it say conductive? Did they spell it wrong, or is conductive a word? I've never seen that word before. It looks like it's supposed to say conductive. To reaching for those goals. However, before you do, the planets want you to find a way to love yourself fully, just as the way you are. That may sound illogical as you aim to evolve into some better version of yourself. Nevertheless, first you should admit that you are already unique. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look. They didn't put you on the spot. They didn't got deep with this one. I thought it was gonna be some light shit. So you ain't gotta comment if you don't want to. If you accept yourself as you are, then you take better chances of becoming your true best self rather than a copy of some far off idea. It is beneficial to capitalize on your strengths. It's like that's been a little shady. I'm not trying to, I thought it was going to be some light, easy horoscope I have commentary on. I ain't no psychologist or trying to talk about people. We all going through something. But, yeah. Did you get that, Libra sister? Conducive. Okay. Shady ass. Well, I hope you got your message out of it. What I know about Libras, though, I'll just to chime in, though, I will say that Libras are very giving. Those Libras are the people that will spoil you. Okay, they're the ones that every time they go to the store, they will grab you something. Like if you have like a favorite candy or something like that, they'll always, if they see something that they know you love, they'll grab it without you having to ask. And they're very nurturing and very caring. Everybody's not like that, so I don't want everybody to say, oh shit, every sign is. No, they're not, because you got some stingy motherfuckers out there, or some selfish bitches and all. No, they're not. Libras are known for their generosity, okay, but they expect it in return, meaning they don't forget a goddamn thing that they have ever done, and they do not mind pulling out the file cabinet on your ass and bringing up everything that they've done. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I am not. I'm just saying that is a very, very firm trait that every Libra I've known, they have that. And sometimes it's very necessary when you give your all to people, because Libra will give their all, meaning they self, their spirit, their trust, their friendship, all of that. They give it all. When they meet people, they're not selective on how they, love you. Everybody get that same treatment. You know what I mean? And once again, everybody's not like that. Every sign is not like that, because I'm not. Okay, I deal with people based on who they are and their personality. You're not getting all of me. Libras give their all. So if you are being stingy or lack in any area of what they give you, they don't mind calling you to task for it. And they that's a lot of problem that a lot of Libras have, and I've learned, is that you have to have a different relationship with everybody based on who they are. You can't expect the same. Some people, you have friends where you can party with them and you can have a good time with them, but you can't tell them your business, okay? And then you got some friends where you can tell them your business, but they are Debbie Downers. You just cannot party with them. You just would not bring them around to the club, because they're going to be the one judging you and saying, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that, and I'm just going to sit over here and drink my water. And then they just make you feel like a goddamn crackhead or alcoholic because of, so you have to learn how to have a different relationship with everybody, okay? That's just how Libras are. But out of all the signs, Libras are definitely one of my favorite signs. I love Libras because I know what they expect out of the friendship. You know what I mean? A lot of people, when you're in a relationship with somebody, friend or intimate, you have to know how that person is, because everybody requires different things out of different relationships. I have some friends where if they get into it with somebody, they want you to be mad at them too, right? I'm not like that, but that's what they require. So when it comes to those rare situations where there are moral judgments that we both do not mesh with, because I try and hang out with people at the end of the day that has the same moral compass as me. We don't have to agree with everything. We don't have to be, align with everything. But if you have a different moral character compass than me, I can't usually fuck with you, because that is what's going to make me fall out with you. I expect arguments with friends or falling out and all. I expect all that. But there are some things that everybody just can't deal with. You know what I mean? Like if you believe in racism, or if you believe in grown folks into dating kids, like stuff like that, like moral compass, I can't, because eventually there's gonna be a cross in the road, and I will never agree with, racism, or men that are into like a physical abuse and slapping up women and shit. Like those are things that I can't look past. So if I see that in the beginning, I would rather just end the friendship or not even go that far, because I will never be on board with that. Now we might disagree on certain things, but I just can't get with certain things, because I know how a friendship is and what they expect. And let me go to the next sign. Nicole, while I'm looking for this next sign, what I wanted to talk to you about was, a lot of people wanted to know, how could you have been supportive? I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm just letting you know I'm good with you. Like we don't have any issues, and you a big girl. You know how to defend yourself and everything. But people wanted to know, how could you defend that guy? We won't say his name, but that racist asshole. How could you support him and take his side, and stand with him, knowing what he stood for? That's what the people want to know. I believe I mentioned, we've already discussed. I think I said something to you, whatnot, and I don't pick and pry. I didn't have an issue with you. Now I know that you said recently that you stopped talking to him because something happened and it made you cry or whatnot. I didn't really get the details, but whenever it was recent, and it was post all of the other information, meaning we already knew some of the things that he had said about black women, and the harassed and had, fucked over a lot of people, and you were still supportive of him. So people just, you don't owe anybody an explanation either. You ain't even gotta say nothing. But that was what the gist of what it was. And since you're here, I'm like, you can speak for yourself. But that was it. All right, let me pull up this other one. If you feel like you want to answer, go on and drop it in the comment section, girl. Is that Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini? Okay. Let's do that really quick. I'm more prone to being able to comment on signs that I either in relationships with or know close by. Like my grandmother and a lot of my friends were Geminis. My brother, not Gemini, Libras. I have a lot of Libras in my life, and I have a Gemini in my life. So I can give a more, Okay. You said when you met him, the sides you saw was different. Okay. I can understand that. However, then this is what the follow-up question to most people would be knowing that he felt the way that he did about black people and black women in general. Even though he showed you a nice side, it still doesn't take away from how he felt about our people in general. So just because he treated you nice in the moment, did you think that it didn't apply to you? I didn't forget Aquarius. I'm gonna go down the blue. I understand. Okay, your mom passed away, and my condolences that because I don't want to ruin that or make light of that situation by what we're talking about. However, if the devil, because he comes in many forms, if all that he has to do is show you a nice gesture or an extent of olive branch, is that enough to stand with him or befriend him or whatever the case may be? Because in the end, you said that you ended up having a falling out with him, which means that eventually the person that he has shown to be with everybody else and the pattern that he had, you know, presented, eventually he did the same thing to you. What am I trying to say? Like, basically, so can I say that I was correct in saying that he does not have any people, because at the end of the day, he do a nice side only to disrespect and screw you over. You know what I mean? Because I remember back then, the whole thing was, well, still, you know, he has said and done these things to so many black women because that's his target. That, don't you think the people that he befriended before you said the same thing, you know? I don't know, I'm just saying. Oh, it's okay. Let me put up the Gemini thing, and then I'm going to move on to Aquarius and everybody else. I don't like really typing anyway. So, whenever you can, Nicole, if you would like to, you can just call in. It's easier just to do that than to be trying to have you drive and type and all that other stuff. It's faster. And it's hard to detect tone and concept when you type in. Alright, this is Gemini. Next this is Gemini. Next we're going to do Libra. No, we did Libra. Next is Pisces, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Sorry, that was my husband. I had to talk to him behind the scenes. This microphone picks up everything, so he be like up in here. And he's sitting over there in the corner like, are you almost done yet? Because he's scared to fucking move or breathe. I see it buffering. Checking my live feed. Alright, it's not buffering no more. Okay, it's back. Oh, Nicole, okay, I'll put the number up on the screen. I'm about to put it up right now. It says, greetings, Gemini. The stars say that a challenge you may be facing has the power to teach you something valuable about yourself. It has the potential to show you the strength you never knew you had. Once you recognize and admit how creative and strong you are, you will start to rise above hurdles and see things from a more empowered perspective. The planets are working their way towards you, and this experience can bring something truly important to your life that you might never have found otherwise. And in layman terms, this is basically, the saying when God, well, let me not use biblical terms. A setback for a come up, basically. So whatever you're going through right now is basically, you know, not just one of those bad situations in life where it's just fucked up. You know, sometimes people think that every time something go bad is for a reason and God got a purpose. No, not every time. Sometimes shit is just fucked up and there is no tunnel at the end. There's no positive outcome. It's just, you know, you're gonna have to take this L and keep it pushing. However, that's not the case this time. Saying keep on trucking, and basically whatever you are going through right now, these is just one of those moments in life that you are going to come out better in the end than what you went in, and you also are going to come out with more tangible things, far as, you know, I don't know, if whatever it is, only you know, whether it be a career or a love life or whatever. That is what it's saying, because this is the time too in astrology. There are, I forgot the name of it, but when the planets are moving, it is like a general, like they have, what is that called, when all that shit, the retrograde, whenever that shit was going on last month, where it was just a whole bunch of drama and shit. Well, there are times throughout the year where there's a general theme going around, meaning like there might be a general theme of restarting or renewing or reveal. This was supposed to be the year of reveal, right? I've noticed that this year a lot of people, relationships, friendships, intentions, they were revealed this year. Even people that you may have known for years or situations that you thought were solid, it was revealed. And that was the year. They have year predictions to the horoscopes for the whole year, and that did come to be true. I've really got to see people's true colors or situations for what they were in the year of 2019. 2019 was definitely the year of reveal. I will say that. All right, now let me get this number up for Nicole. Betty White, you Aries? I'm an Aries too. We already read that one though. It should be up there now. Pisces. Oh, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is next. All right, let me do Sag. Ooh, Sagittarius. All right, Sag. Here we go. Oh, so that's Sag. To say hello. Due to the current transits, you may feel like you are in need of some care and love. And this time you are encouraged to turn to yourself. So I say you need some loving, and if you can't get it from nowhere else, give it to yourself. We're all adults here. We know what that means. Carry on. The stars are advising you to nurture yourself in the way you wish somebody else would. So yeah, they really trying to double down on that self-love. Go on and reach in the drawer, girl. This is a favorable period to indulge yourself in. The planets can show you the way how to inspire yourself and to make yourself feel better. As long as you choose positive, healthy ways to perk yourself up, like the perk, you will be able to maintain and stay on top. But first, you need to recognize that you deserve happiness and know the ways how you would be treated. I think that we all know what that is trying to tell you to do. You're gonna have to feel yourself, girl. Hey Donna. Yeah, we just shooting the shit, doing the horoscopes. I did want Nicole to give me a call, Nicole. Nicole, that number that's up there, can you call it, or text it, and then we can set up a proper time? Cause I'd love to have you call in and be like, people can just from here on out refer to that call in that you do, and it'll kill all their questions or anything that they have to say, or any questions, they can just refer to that. And it'd be good also to remind people about your channel and everything. Okay, hold up, y'all. Tracy done went live. Let me see real quick, because we might have to go over there, because we've been waiting for her to respond. Oh yeah, y'all. Hey April, baby.
Hey everybody.
Okay, well Tree is live right now, y'all, and she been gone for 2 days. So let's go head over there real quick, and I'll be back after that, and then we're gonna hit up Nicole. Nicole, still call me or text me though. Don't forget, girl. Don't be trying to look. I don't care if after I end the live, hit me up, and then I'm gonna set up the call, so we can do that, and then I'll be live after Tree go live, cause I need to see what's going on up over there, cause I might have to report on it. All right, you guys, thank you. Make sure y'all hit that like on the way out. And thanks for hanging out with me for the past, I don't know, 2 hours? Okay. If I didn't get to your sign in that last video, then when I come back, I'll finish it off. But either way it goes, I appreciate the time and the support. As always, love y'all. Stay up, and I will be back later on.